Hi. Uh, so I've spent £13,000 on crowns in the northwest of England, and now I can't even eat properly. What happened? Straight after treatment, I had pain, sensitivity and infections. I was given antibiotics and fluoride paste, but no real aftercare. Then the clinic went and suddenly closed with no warning and no support. Over Christmas 2024, my chin and my neck had swollen up so badly I ended up in hospital. Manchester Royal Infirmary confirmed I had chronic gum disease and that the crowns had failed. They told me that I'd likely need all of them removed and replaced with dentures. The NHS won't touch it. My NHS dentist that I was originally with has struck me off because he can't do any work without risking damaging the crowns even further. So I've been left completely stuck and in constant pain. The clinic has refused all responsibility. They've basically told me that I either pay them even more money for treatment or I suffer. And the worst part, they're still operating under the same name, offering the same services like nothing ever happened. The reason obviously that I can't go back to them and get these things fixed is that they closed their clinic, which basically meant that anybody who had the treatment done, any sort of treatment done by them, was given a guarantee, a warranty, whatever you want to call it, over, I think it was 30 years. But of course they closed the business and then reopened it again under the same name, same services, same overlapping staff. But because of the way that unfortunately these things work, it's classed as a new business. Now this is called a Phoenix business scheme. Anyway, the bigger warning that I've got really is that people are told not to get crowns done in Turkey because you're not protected if it goes wrong. You know, they always say like, oh, the NHS won't touch you. They won't touch you anyway. But don't be fooled. Even if you go private here in the UK, you are not automatically protected either. I found that out the hard way. Personal impacts being that I have lost 8 stone. And I'm not being dramatic, I'm happy to provide pictures if I've taken any. But over the last 2 to 3 years, I have lost 8 stone, simply for the fact that I wake up most mornings vomiting what I can only describe as white foam. But I've been to the doctors, I've had blood tests. The only issue is that obviously a lot of the time my infection markers are raising. So I need antibiotics a lot. I am with the NHS Maxillo team who have done the assessment. The clinic did refer me to them, providing no information whatsoever on the situation. They just got a phone call from my appointment for maxillar surgery there. That was surprising. Sorry, I really don't know where I left it there and I'm not going back to redo it. But yeah, personal impact, I've lost over 8 stone over the last 2 to 3 years from vomiting. They're explaining that, like I said, I've been to the doctors, they're explaining that it's possibly stress or anxiety induced. Mental health, confidence, that has been well and truly destroyed. I already suffer with chronic health issues, POTS, EDS, PCOS, endometriosis, things like that. I haven't left the house in over 2 years. I think I've been to one event. Other than that, I walk my daughter to school and back, and that's about it. My daughter has watched me wasting my life sleeping or dosed up on Zappines, which is codeine. So I'm constantly doped up, I suppose. Struggling with chronic fatigue as well. It's hell on earth. But yeah, even more the fact that I will still have to pay privately for dentures because the NHS won't provide them because of the situation that I've gone through. Be it the situation, I'm not going to stay quiet about it. I'm taking legal action and I've already spoken with regulators. The clinic should be held accountable and patients like me do deserve justice. Please share this so that more people know the truth before it's too late. Now, there's another lady in the UK who I've spoken to before called Leanne. She went to Turkey and had work done, came back home, everything seemed okay, and now she's ended up with, now please excuse me if I've got this wrong, but she's dealt with numerous sinus infections in her nose here that's caused all sorts of, basically, I can only explain it's rotting. I don't know if it's staph that she's infected with. She had implants done, but basically the NHS written her off. They won't help her. She's had to go into, I think it was BBC News, things like that to get help. People have made GoFundMes. She's just not getting anywhere. And it's basically the exact same situation that you're going to be left in if you get crowns in the UK and it goes wrong. The other issue is, you know, if everything in the NHS was okay, I suppose you might be okay if you got work done in the UK like that. But be it what may, with the way that the NHS is at the moment, I've had to wait 25 weeks for a initial assessment appointment, and that was just for Maxillo to have a look at this. And now I've had to wait a further, I think I've been waiting 4 months. Luckily I phoned up today, actually, we're a little bit very upset because last night, because I've got a tooth missing, that's embarrassing enough as it is. I've got all sorts, and this is so embarrassing, I hate it, but as you can see, there's a lot of damage here. There, I have, it's really hard to show you, but love that. But yeah, this is what I'm dealing with. They're called gum boils or something, and it lancing every day. It's painful. And my appointment that I have for Maxillo is a minimum of 7 teeth extractions, and that is just the very, very beginning of fixing my issues. From the I don't even know, July, I think, I contacted the clinic again with a formal warning to take legal action. Gave them a minimum of a month to give me a substantial response and work with me so that I don't have to do the legal action. Gave them a deadline for the 25th of August, still nothing. I've rung multiple times over the last month, asking for updates politely. I've not been nasty at anything. I've just asked for appropriate communication and appropriate treatment, and they outright refuse. So yeah, please just be careful. If you want crowns doing, do everything that you possibly can. Get all the research that you need to make sure that these people know what they are doing, that they don't plan on closing their clinic in the future, and that you are safe. Because if you're left like this, Lord knows where it's going to go wrong from there. Thank you.